What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Ham and Spam Retro Review, the show where two lifelong friends replay the games from our childhood, see if they stand the test of time.
Check us out online at hamandspam.com, where you can find links to our social media, including Twitter, where it's at hamandspam1,
Instagram at Ham and Spam Games,
and search us on Facebook, Ham and Spam Retro Review.
and coming soon to YouTube.
Eventually. Thanks for listening.
Hope you enjoy the show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode. This is episode number 27. No, 28. Sorry, 27 was last week.
Yeah, 28.
As you hear there's Hammy on the other mic. Hammy's a little under the weather today, so we're going to try to power on through. We're going to get this week's episode put out, and hopefully this is enjoyable as the last few have been. Today's episode is Earthworm Jim, though. We reviewed this on the original Sega Genesis. This one here's been pretty enjoyable as much as the others.
It's been groovy.
Groovy. Yeah. Earthworm Jim. I don't think I played this. I played Earthworm Jim 2 a little bit more than I did Earthworm Jim 1. Because I was expecting the puppy bonus level where the dude throws the puppies out of the window and you got to catch them on the pillow or the trampoline or something. I was missing that, and I got to looking it up, and that was on the second one. So there was a reason why it was missing. But anyway, before we jump into all that, Hammy, how was your week been?
Oh, it was all right. Work. Got a haircut.
Work. Winter is here in Alabama all of a sudden.
Yeah.
The other day it was 70-something degrees, a rain shower moved through, and then 30-degree weather behind it, and it hasn't let up since.
No, and it's worked wonders for my sinuses.
Yeah, that's why Hammy's a little under the weather today. He's got some sinus stuff going on. So, again, we're going to push through it. My week, we just finished up Youth League football today with the Littles. Maze's team won, and they're going to the playoffs, so we still got a couple more weeks to go, but pretty excited for him. He's done real well this season. I didn't expect him to enjoy it as much as he has. So glad. I'm very proud of that. It's taken a lot of time, a lot of effort. It's been a long, grueling season, but a couple more weeks and we'll be done. So
Maze has a chance to win a second championship.
Maze has a chance to win a second championship. 2 championships in 2 years.
Wow.
Go figure.
How many did you win in football?
Let's keep moving on. No, whenever I played youth league football, I had coaches that would teach people how to block like Bear Bryant used to, where they kind of put your thumb underneath your armpit and use your forearm to block. And I got looking at some old videos not too long ago. I was like, my God, that's how I had to block back in the day. So, not that it was what you were supposed to do with the time. It's just that's all they knew, so that's what they taught. So anyway, but yeah, it's been an enjoyable season. We haven't had quite the success. My little team didn't win a game at all. So, but good kids. They learned a lot, and I think they had a good time. So, or at least they tell me that to my face anyway.
Spare Coach Clint's feelings.
Well, trust me, I haven't spared theirs. So, but anyway, let's just jump into it. Today's game. Earthworm Jim. Come out in October of 94.
Wow.
So there's you another October reference for future's sake there, Hammy.
Yeah. Now that we're in November.
That too. But I know how much you love October, so
I do. But I love this time because we're so close to Thanksgiving.
Oh goodness gracious, yes. Let's save all Thanksgiving talk for when we're closer to Thanksgiving.
All right. Halloween just skipped by. I didn't even notice.
Dude, like Walmart and stuff's already got Christmas stuff out.
That's criminal.
It is. I mean, there's still another stinking holiday in there, guys.
Yeah. I mean, Thanksgiving is important.
It's very important. 2 words: cranberry sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Done.
And turkey and dressing and
giblet gravy and I said no more. No Thanksgiving talk. All right.
What did you call it?
Giblet gravy or
it's giblet gravy.
I don't know. This probably is giblet gravy.
Whatever it is, it's delicious.
Yeah, well, it goes great on dressing and turkey. Yeah, it came out in October of 94, followed by a sequel in 95. Pretty popular, especially on the Sega. Come out a little bit later on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, see, my experience was with the Super Nintendo version.
Oh, okay.
Because
obviously,
I'd go over to Roast Beef's house. That's where we played it.
I love how you're not even going to say Jeremy, a.k.a. Roast Beef. You're just going straight Roast Beef.
I just want to see if you'd notice. But yeah, Jeremy's house, we'd play it. And I'd never beat it. Never could.
Dude, this game is extremely hard.
It is.
I remember it being hard back in the day. It's still hard, like even with my vast video game expertise.
Well, now that we know they made them hard purposely, so you have to keep re-renting them.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a cheap way of doing it, I guess. And that's why some of these other ones are long, is because you had to play it forever to get through it, like a Skyrim or a Mass Effect, or shoot, even some of the older Halos were a little long. Halo 2 is the longest game that they had, wasn't it?
You say that, but I remember us watching a guy beat Halo 3 in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, he's a speedrunner. That doesn't count.
That was fascinating.
It was. We totally got on board with that one for a little bit.
How many times did we die trying to do what he did?
Oh, none, because I didn't try that. I was like, I'm not that good. I'm not that good.
That whole like hammer smash, something explodes and you go flying across the map.
Yeah.
My body would fly across the
map. Back to the game. Anything special about the game? I thought it was pretty neat, the content behind it, because you're an earthworm. I mean, you're just a standard everyday earthworm, and you're in a spacesuit or a super suit, I think is how they could describe it.
Well, this falls into that category of bizarre 90s.
Very 90s
stuff, and it just I love it.
Oh yeah.
It just screams 90s.
This
like
right
Toe Jam and Earl.
Exactly. This right here screams nostalgia for sure. But yeah, you're an earthworm and you're in a super suit, and you get into the super suit, and all of a sudden you can walk upright. It gives you very humanoid abilities. You can even take your spacesuit hand and sling your head forward as a whip to try to like whip enemies and grab a hold of things and actually kind of hover a little. Well, not hover. It's kind of a glide, I guess.
Which I would think would immediately, he would lose his powers with a suit.
Well, you would think that, but I guess not. I don't know.
You know what? It just works.
Yeah, it does. Graphics are 90s, the music's 90s. The even though it's very distorted, the sound effects are 90s. Groovy.
Yippee. Ow. Oh, I say that every day.
Do you?
The ow. Oh. I do that every day. I think every time I talk to Jeremy, we do that, and we do the ow my leg.
I was going to say ow my leg. Yeah.
So
you start out and you're in the first level, obviously just a kind of a beginner level, which is still freaking hard. Learning the controls and everything.
Yeah, those crows, man.
Dude, those crows are nasty. And like, there's no good way of killing them. I mean, obviously you got your gun, but this game, like one thing that I realized I didn't like about this game, there's no like in between, when you shot forward and you shot up, but the crows would kind of be at an angle. So you're like kind of pushing up, pushing forward, pushing up, pushing forward, and trying to shoot at the same time to just get a few bullets into them.
I thought you could shoot diagonal.
It's very hard. It's not like I couldn't get it to actually stay diagonal. It would either go up or down and just kind of flip bullets, in between.
You're using the cross pad.
Right. So, the three button layout, I guess, worked for this game. Anything special about the Super Nintendo version?
Had an extra button.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're not wrong.
No, I don't remember any like extra.
Yeah, I don't remember like
controls.
any. Yeah, like did the X button help you hover a little easier or anything like that when you fail? Yeah,
I think it was just like Y, or it may have been mapped to A. But I mean, this game was made for Sega Genesis.
Oh yeah, it actually has an extra level more than the Super Nintendo did.
Yeah, because it was made and it wasn't made specifically for Super Nintendo. As I understand, it was actually ported.
It was.
So,
and some reason they didn't have the memory space within the Super Nintendo to put the one extra level.
It wasn't coded correctly.
Right. So, when you lose the space, something's got to go, and it was that particular level. So, a little bit of different graphics, a little bit of different backgrounds.
Sound effects were different.
Music
was different for New Junk City.
Yeah. But for the most part, it's pretty much the same game. So, I think the Sega CD drive, or the Sega CD version, is actually what many consider to be the best version, because this has got a pretty neat little soundtrack. Especially when you get into that second level, and it's got the gosh, I haven't forgot the name of the song, but it's kind of a classical vibe until it gets into the actual music of it and everything. So that's pretty neat. You go through, and there's actually one level where you lose your super suit. So you're
for the boss fight.
For the boss fight. So you're kind of so you're kind of jumping over these power balls and flames and everything, and I don't know, somehow or another it ricochets and it hurts the guy.
He's standing on some kind of like rock formation,
right?
And it keeps chipping away at it.
Okay.
Until he falls and he runs off, and you get your suit back.
Okay. Well, I didn't get that far because this game is super hard. Even with the cheats, this game is hard. This game had quite a few cheats. It had an extra life cheat. It had a 100% health cheat, additional ammo cheat, and I think a level skip, not like a level select. And if it does, I wasn't able to get to that part, but it was just a level skip.
Yeah, these were the complicated cheats, weren't they?
Oh yeah, it's like hold A and C, or A plus C, then BAC, CAB, BBCA. Like, good Lord, like there's no, most cheats have like a rhythm to it, like BA, up down BA, back for BA start, or up down down, the old up down down Contra cheat.
Yeah.
Or even the blood code, which is
ABAC, ABB.
I love you for that.
I don't know why I remember that. It's just easy. It's easy to remember.
Well, 1965 917. Forever and a day, I will remember that as a stage select for Sonic 2. I don't know. It's just one of those things. I don't know. It's kind of like lyrics to old songs that you never listen to, but if you hear it that one time on the radio, you're going to remember every word to it.
Okay.
All right,
I believe you. I'm trying to think of a song that I did that with.
Anything by Creed, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like you never hear them, and if it comes on, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, well, we were big Creed fans.
We were big Creed fans back in the day.
A lot of 90s right there.
Yeah, very much so. A lot of late 90s, early 2000s there. Was it the state FFA convention? We went down there, and that's all we listened to. So,
you know what? That state FFA convention, well, we went to Montgomery.
Yeah.
We went to that mall, remember the skating rink inside of it?
I do.
And, of course, we went to the game store.
Yeah.
And that's where I found out that there were cheats for GoldenEye.
Oh, really?
I never knew that beforehand.
Okay. It's funny how you kind of remember things like that as well. Like that, it was at that moment on that trip that I remembered this or found out this.
Most of my memories are tied to either food or video games. So
there's nothing wrong with that. So.
Not major life events. Not family milestones, anything like that.
Graduation.
Yeah.
The only thing I remember about graduation was that's how I bought my PlayStation 2.
So I got my GameCube.
There you go. There you go. So, going back to Earthworm Jim here, and I don't know, every time I've talked to you about this game, the week coming up, I have called it Toe Jim and Earl.
Yeah, you have.
To me, they're almost interchangeable.
They're very similar.
They are very similar. Just your 2D platforming, got a lot of 90s, attitude to it.
Oh yeah, after I play these games, I want to go watch Fresh Prince. Just load myself up with 90s nostalgia.
Well, that's what Nick at Night used to be, but it's not anymore. Or Snick, or whatever it was.
I said Nick at Night was like before we were born nostalgia.
Well, that's true. Whenever you played this game, coming back for the review, was there anything that kind of jumped off the map for you that said, "Oh yeah," or I forgot about this, or this is really cool, or is it just the nostalgia in general?
I had made myself apparently forget about the in between levels where you have to race that crow through space.
Right. Now that was an interesting concept too, because if you did that, you could if you beat the crow, you could completely skip the boss level. And the reason why you're giving me that look right now is because you've never beaten the crow. I never have either. That's purely on research. They say if you push the boost button and get the little things and beat the crow to the end, you can skip the boss level or skip the boss battle.
I never knew
that either. I never in a million years knew that until we started looking up, codes and everything for this game. But that was something that was kind of neat. You play through the level and get to the launch, to the next level and go through that tube or whatever you call it.
I hated it. I hated it because I could never beat him.
Yeah, I always got pretty close to it, but I don't think I ever beat him at all.
I would get close and I'd just start hitting rocks left and right.
Yeah, like you could kind of see it coming, but I don't know. There's something about that Sega controller. It's kind of...
I have the reflexes of a three-toed sloth, so I couldn't dodge them.
Oh my goodness gracious! No wonder we sucked at Halo. Oh, because mine's bad too.
Well,
because that part of the game kind of reminds me a little bit of like Battletoads. That one level with the ski jumpers or whatever.
See, it made me think of Sonic actually.
Okay.
Sonic 2.
Sonic 2 with the rings and everything.
It made me think of that.
Because that's the only part of the game where you're kind of that third person behind camera.
Yeah.
And you're controlling I guess it's a rocket, right? You're kind of riding a rocket or something like that. And you got these little blue sphere things, which is funny. There's another Sonic reference that you have to get. And then, of course, there's like these speed boosts and these asteroids that you have to avoid as well. So,
and you could hit the crow.
Yeah, you hit the crow, kind of make him fall back just a little bit. But again, I never beat him, so I don't know.
Yeah, he had no problem getting ahead of me. So,
a couple of interesting facts about this. This game was made by Playmates, who did the old school Ninja Turtles.
What an awesome company!
Well, you stole the name from Playboy, and you've got all that going for you, and then you've made like the most awesome toys in the world too, or action figures. They're not toys; they're action figures.
There you
go. But yeah, they decided they were going to get in the race because of the success of Sonic 2, and they're like, hey, let's just make a video game, which was kind of unheard of at the time, that a toy company is going to say, hey, we want to make a video game. So they kind of took a little here, took a little there, and sold this concept and made a game out of it, and it
made a classic.
And hey, it was on the Genesis classic, right? The Mini.
It is. It's on the upcoming Intellivision console coming out next year.
Okay.
And apparently Earthworm Jim's having kind of a comeback right now.
Oh, really?
The creator is, I think, releasing a new comic.
Okay.
Maybe might lead to some more video games. I don't know.
It could. Obviously, you had two, Earthworm Jim 2, and there was another one that come out right at the
3D.
3D, and it was on 60. It was on 64.
Yeah, I never played it.
I never did
even
either.
Seen it.
I haven't either. It's probably one of those kind of rare games. And then he also made an appearance in the Clay Fighter 63 and the third. He was an unlockable character that you could get and fight with, kind of Mortal Kombat style, which was a kind of a not a great game, but it was a fun game because everything back in the day was whatever 64, and that was Clay Fighter 63 and a third. It's like we're not quite 64.
But I just remember Earthworm Jim seemed to be everywhere back then. I had a action figure.
I remember the action figures.
The comics.
I remember the comics. I kind of remember, and I kind of talked to someone on Instagram about that too. I kind of remember the cartoon a little bit, but it wasn't like something I watched all the time.
And it was cool because he pointed out that Dan Castellaneta voiced Earthworm Jim.
Homer freaking Simpson was Earthworm Jim, and that to me was just mind blowing.
You immediately went to eBay and bought the series.
Not quite, but I do want to spend some time and actually watch it a little bit more. I did a little bit of research, and I guess I just didn't put two and two together. That guy's a freaking talented when it comes to voice acting.
Oh yeah,
he's been in all kind of stuff. If you go and look back in the day, none of it comes to mind right now. Obviously, Homer and Grandpa Simpson.
Word for it. Did you do Fat Tony?
I think he does. Yeah, I think he does. I think he does Skinner. He does probably 50% of the voices on The Simpsons. No joke. So, again, somehow we've ended up with a Simpsons reference on this. Guys, we love The Simpsons, in case you didn't know.
But yeah, I do want to check out the Earthworm Jim cartoon.
Yeah, I think that would be something to look forward to, especially, maybe we jump into it if we do Earthworm Jim 2. What would you think about? How would you review the game? I guess is what I'm trying to get to.
Oh well, it's classic. Like I said, it's to me, it's synonymous with my childhood. It's synonymous with the 90s.
Right.
Had that whole. It's hard to really, if someone asked me to explain 90s culture, I can't tell them. I just have to show them.
Right.
And this is one of the games I would show.
Oh sure. I think this right here is absolutely retro game not worthy.
Oh, 100%.
It's not a super long game. It is pretty difficult, but this has got everything you want from a retro game. It's got your cheat codes. It's got the nostalgia. It's got the playability. Mm-hmm. It's everything you want. And even if you get totally frustrated with it in 15 minutes, it's still worth a look-see.
Absolutely.
On a retro game night for sure.
If anyone's never played it, they need to play it.
Yeah, I would recommend it, especially like some of the younger kids, like Maze, or anybody in that generation that kind of missed it. Maybe they were born in the late 90s, and didn't really start playing video games till like the early 2000s. Kind of maybe missed it a little bit. So, but I enjoyed it. I really did. I'm glad we went back and looked at this one for sure. I have one question real quick, just kind of end the show on Reese's Cups. Hate them or love them?
Love them.
Love them. Thank you.
100%.
All right. So of all the Reese Cup holiday themed Reese Cups, which one's your favorite? And there's one right answer here. So they make them into different shapes, and what that does...
Eggs.
Well, there you go. End of show. Bye, everybody.
I will say this. I don't like the Reese Cups with the Reese's Pieces in them.
I don't think I would be a fan of it. And they just come out with a Reese Cup Thin, so I'm guessing all that kind of does is mess with the peanut butter chocolate ratio. There's something about the eggs. I don't know if it's A, they're fresh because it's the season, or B, the peanut butter chocolate ratio is perfect in them. Not a fan of the trees. Not a fan of the pumpkins.
I like the trees. Wait, what? There's a pumpkin?
There's a pumpkin-shaped one.
I never knew this.
Yep.
Now my life is complete.
Well, you have to get it, then your life will be complete.
The white chocolate, not crazy about.
I like the white chocolate, but it's not my go-to.
I love Reese's. I love the minis,
Mm-hmm.
and I especially love the ginormous,
the big one.
Yeah.
One year I got Caitlin an egg. It wasn't like your traditional egg in a wrapper. It's like a big egg. I mean, it's good size, probably the size of a miniature football. And it wasn't good. It's way too much peanut butter, not enough chocolate.
Huh.
So.
And did you ever put them in the refrigerator?
Oh, gosh, yes.
I actually talked to Jeff after the episode we talked about candy. Was it last episode? Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said he was disappointed we didn't say anything about putting candy in the refrigerator or freezer. Are they good in the freezer?
I like a good Snickers out of a freezer.
So yes,
there's something good about that.
So yes, Jeff, they are. You are absolutely correct.
Well, no, it's just that we didn't go into that kind of detail level. We were just talking about candy in general. But yeah, somebody showed me a pumpkin, and then I knew the trees were coming out because of the holidays.
Yeah.
But to me, the eggs are the best. That's why I said there's one right answer.
Oh yeah.
There's something about that
right.
combination.
It's that ratio.
So. Anyway, well, go get you some medicine, buddy. Hope you feel better. And join us next week when we do a special game for Veterans Day coming up. So we will see you guys next week.